guys, we're gonna show you a couple of burst exercises that you can do. These are just like short little exercises that you can do anytime, whether you're at work or you're at home and you're just kind of needing to get up and move around a little bit. These burst exercises actually have really good benefits, so I encourage you to give them a try. We're gonna start out with showing some squat variations today. The first one I'm gonna show you is the squat against the door. So you'll want to open up your door. We're gonna take the handles here, grab both of the handles, step your feet forward until you're about, I would say 6 inches away from that door. Your feet will be hip width apart. So think hip width straight down is where your feet should be. Your toes can point forward or slightly out, whatever's comfortable for you. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna bend at the hips, bend at the knees, send the butt back, keeping the back nice and straight. We're gonna squat down until we're at about 90 degrees, drive through the heels, and come back up to standing. Okay, so one more time. Keep the shoulders back nice and tall, bend at the hips and the knees, stick the butt back, go down till about 90 degrees, drive through the heels on the way up, stand up nice and tall. So that's one variation. That one helps if you're not, if you don't have much experience with the squat exercise. The door really helps you to find your balance in that exercise. The next variation that we'll show is the squat against the chair. So just like you're going to sit down in the chair, feet about hip width apart again, nice straight back. We're gonna go sit down, keep that butt back, bend at the knees, bend at the hips. You can sit down and then drive through your heels on the way up, come back up to stand. So nice and slow, we'll lower ourselves down, keeping the back nice and straight, and then drive through the heels on the way up to come up to standing. And you can do these in reps. You can do, 10 reps, take a little break in between, or whatever you prefer. You can mix it up a little bit. You can even add like a jump if you want a little bit more. You can sit down into a squat, and as you get ready to come up, we drive through the heels and then hop at the top. So squat down, sit down, drive, hop, okay? So that is just a little bit of squat variations for you. We're gonna move on to lunge variations. And the lunge is really simple. You can do it without any sort of equipment or any walls or anything. The lunge is just going to be, you'll start in the position that you would start a squat in. So feet about hip width apart, nice straight back. We're gonna go ahead and take a nice generous step back, as far back as you comfortably can. And bending at bending both knees, we're gonna lower ourselves down to about 90 degrees, keeping that back nice and straight. You'll want this knee here to be right above that foot. And we're gonna drive through the heel, come back up. So take a step back, lower yourself down, keeping the back nice and straight till we're at about 90 degrees. Push through that heel, come back up to standing. Another variation of the lunge would be against the chair. So what you can do is we'll put one foot back on the chair. The other foot will be right in front, right below your knee and your hip. And we're just gonna lower ourselves down, making sure that knee stays above that foot. We don't want it to go so far out. So hinge at the hip here until it's at about 90 degrees, and we're gonna drive through the heel all the way back up. You can switch feet on this one, so put the other foot back behind you. Same thing. That foot will be right beneath the knee, right beneath the hip. Bend till you're at about 90 degrees through the hip and the knee. Drive through all the way back up. Okay, now I'm gonna show you a couple of different push-up variations that you can do pretty much anywhere for burst exercise. You can start with a push-up on the ground if you feel comfortable doing so. It's just very important to make sure that you keep your body nice and straight when you're on the ground, and keeping your core engaged. Those are the biggest things when you're doing a push-up on the ground. I'm going to show you a push-up against the wall here. So a good way to do that, we figured you can take maybe 2 steps away from the wall. So if I line up my foot with the wall, Take 1, 2 steps back, and maybe just a little bit further back. It's different for everybody, but you should really feel this exercise in your chest and not so much through like your belly. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna place our palms against the door or the wall, pretty much right in front of your shoulders, maybe a little bit lower. Keeping your back nice and straight, engage your belly, engage your core. We're gonna lower ourselves down. You'll go up onto the balls of your feet here and push away, feeling that, feeling it primarily in your chest here. So if you're going down towards the wall and you're pushing yourself away and you're feeling it really in your low back, and try engaging your core and stepping just a little bit closer. And remember, we're on the balls of our feet here. So push down and push away. Your face will get pretty close to the wall. We want our arms to get into that 90-degree or smaller angle. So once more, just like that. Another variation would be if you have a chair close to you. This is a little bit more challenging. That would be probably the more beginner variation against the wall. This would be intermediate, and floor would probably be advanced. So against the chair, same kind of thing. We're gonna put our palms against the chair, step far enough back to where your body is able to be in a nice straight line. We'll be up on the balls of our feet again. Your feet can be about hip width apart. We're gonna lower ourselves down till we're at about 90 degrees and push back up. So once again, lower down and push back up. And like I said before, if you're feeling that kind of light up in your low back, try engaging your core, because that will help to protect your spine. And when you're going through the push-up motion, it's really important also to keep track of where your elbows go. It's really easy for your elbows to come out far like this, but we really want to keep the elbows nice and close to the body. All right, so that is some push-up variations for you. The next exercise I'm going to show you is a really good exercise for posture, especially if you're sitting a lot during the day, like if you're sitting at your desk at work, or depending on, you know, if you're looking at your phone. It's really important that we kind of take a second and just realign ourselves a little bit through some of these movements. So the next one I'm going to show you is a YTW. So that is kind of exactly how it sounds. You'll get into a standing position, feet about hip width apart. I'm going to show you guys from the side to start. And what we're going to do is we're going to hinge at the hips a little bit, bend at the knees just a little bit, really making sure that we stick our butt back. We don't want to be like right here. We want to be right here. So keeping the back nice and straight, this is where we'll start. So what you're going to do is you're going to make a Y with your arms, and then you're going to make a thumbs up. So showing you from the side, make a thumbs up, make a Y with your arms, and we're going to send the thumbs to the back of the room. So do 1, 2, 3. You can do however many you want of these. And then we're going to get into a T position. So T, just you look like a T. Same thing. Thumbs back towards the back of the room. Bend at the knees a little bit, bend at the hips, spine nice and straight, thumbs towards the back of the room. You can do 5 or 10 of these, however many you feel comfortable with. And then lastly, we're gonna get into a W. Same thing. So we're gonna make a W with our arms, thumbs towards the back of the room. Get into that position. Send those thumbs back towards the back of the room. And you can do this all in one fluid movement. You can do Y, T, W, Y, T, W, or you can space them up a little bit more if you prefer that. The last one I'm going to show you that's also really helpful for posture is rows. So for rows, you'll get into that same position, little bend in the knees, little bend in the hips, send the butt back. We want the knees to be right above the heels here. And you're going to get your arms into like a 90-degree position here. You can have your thumbs up if you want, sometimes it helps. We're gonna keep our shoulders back, our back nice and straight, and we're gonna row back. Squeeze, pretend that you have a pencil between your shoulder blades and you're trying to pinch it and get it to stay there. So you can elongate the arms a little bit, row back until you feel that squeeze. You can hold, for 3, 2, 1, or whatever you prefer, or you can do reps. So the nice thing about these movements is that you can kind of make them your own and do whatever you feel like doing that day. So those are some good exercises for your posture.